All right. Okay, Mr. John is here.
Can you hear me?
Is here. We can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, good evening,
Good,
everyone.
good evening. Good evening, Mr. John. And good evening to everyone who have joined. Let me see our people. Every Franklin has joined. Cross Color Production 08. Aderemi Photo. Janica Belt. Folarin Oludare Aloma. Nice. Good to have you guys here. Mr.
Oh,
Hafiz.
a lot of my people there online.
Your people are here. Your people are here, sir.
All right.
Interesting. Fantastic. Good to have you all here this evening. Good to have you. And it's good that we are starting on time. He's a very busy man. So we are very grateful to have him on today. Out of his busy schedule, he has made out time for us for free. Let me put it there. It's for free. Oh, my Oga has joined us for free. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. These things don't come cheap. I know if we had called you for consultation, we know how much we will pay now. But thank God that you are here today. I'm a little bit not in 100% available for this whole meeting. I'm at an event, so I had to quickly dash out to do this. So there are a few things that we'll have to forgive. Number one, I'm not able to read out your complete bio. Except there's someone that can read it for me from our group. I'll be glad to add that
I don't
person.
I don't think that matters because it's there. You already posted it, so anybody can just read online. So let's just go straight to the point.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your kindness, sir. Okay, so let me start by introducing the Church Media X, then introduce us to what we are doing today before we kick the floor open. And please note that we will be taking questions from you. So put your questions in the comment section. I will pick them up from there. Okay, let's start with Church Media X. Church Media X is an interdenominational church media community. So if you look at the words I put there, interdenominational means it's not based in any church. It's for church media people, and it is a community. That is very important to us. We are trying to build a community where we can share, learn, and have our questions answered. Like what we're doing tonight is part of our vision for Church Media X. Without wasting too much time, we started last year, and by tonight, I think we have about 200 people in our group on WhatsApp, about between 170 and 200. Then we have about 40 churches on our group, about 40 churches from 2 continents. We have members from Europe and we have members from Africa. That is where we are right now. Our goal for May 2023 is to have about 500 people in our community, and the long-term goal is to have about 5,000 people. Then we can begin to do some other things from there. And tonight we were able to secure one of the biggest, most experienced persons in the media industry in Nigeria as we speak today, Mr. John Aduloju. I met him some years back, and since then we've had a continuous relationship over different projects. Mr. John has been a director at The Experience. He's worked on several projects. They are on his bio on our Instagram handle, you could just do a short read up on what he has done, and you will be amazed that such a resource is here in Nigeria, is here in Africa. And that is why we sought him out and brought him tonight. Mr. John, thank you for showing up on the Church Media X bi-weekly forum today. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here tonight. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, let's get into the matter tonight. Structuring our media team. I know there is a big challenge in that regard because human resource in Nigeria is a big challenge. So I want you to cast your mind around, what have you seen as the trend for that is not working and that is working? So let's put it like this. I've looked around. I've seen different churches try to build up their media team. This is what they are doing wrong, and this is what some have done right. What would you say those things are?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Once again, let me just answer the question in the best of my ability. And please, whatever I say tonight is according to my experience and according to academic space, where I've learned one or two things. I'm not trying to impose my thoughts on your thoughts. But if you find it, acceptable, please, just accept it. It's not forcing my perspective on whatever you believe in. So that being said, uh, I've consulted for some quite churches in the past, and I noticed that some are doing it right, some are still struggling with it, and some are absolutely wrong the way they are doing their HR. So one of the things I we love to mention is we work in a society that has a lot of lacuna, and one of those lacuna is that people are not schooled in the area where they want to work before joining the workforce. And when you do that, you give a lot of room for instability. Now you want to come and be a camera operator, you don't know anything about operating camera, and you just, maybe your brother works in a church media and he just invites you to join the department, and from there you begin to carry camera, and whatever error that person is able to teach you, you are equally going to pass those errors to people coming behind. So orientation before joining any media department is very, very important. People don't have such orientation. They are not trained professionally. Even if they are not trained professionally, a little bit of the ethics of the job, of the profession, the do's and the don'ts. That they don't need such training. They want everything to come good. You might want to forgive me here. I'm not going to mention names. But I'm going to mention the approach as which this churches uses. They call people to volunteer, and when people volunteer to join the workforce, maybe people have a slight idea about the workforce and they join the workforce. I think it's important that you take care of those people, because when they work outside, they get paid for that. That is one. But the work we do in churches also different from what we do outside to the job right now. That means you have service. Uh, uh, all sorts of characters. You get? So for me, going forward, church must be able to do two things. Number one, either pay those individual who are willing to work full time. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it seems you were breaking at some point, but we can hear you loud and clear now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if church is ready to pay the professional who are, coming in to work full time, or make it known to the volunteers that they are coming in for a voluntary service. You understand? It's a social work, it's a voluntary work. You are not expected to get paid for this. And has a
Hello,
capability
sir. I
to
think you
get
have two audio
all the
lines coming in.
technical. Hello, can you hear me? People are complaining that they can't hear me.
Yes, I think we have two audio lines coming in.
Two audio lines.
Yes. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly. I can hear you
Oh,
clearly.
fantastic. Okay, I can hear you clearly now. Okay, you can continue now.
Gone are the days and church trained a lot of people in those days. Church is a training ground for creative entertainment industry. You understand? If you want to come into the
Yeah.
music, if you come into the media, film, and television production, start from the church. You get trained, properly. You get exposed to those equipment that even most of the stations out there don't have. But lately, it has changed. The whole thing has changed. Churches don't actually
True.
put emphasis on training any longer. So they want people who are already baked. And once they get people who are already baked, those people who are already baked, anytime they get engagements, they drop the job. They go out. So the church lacks. And I'm
Very
always
true.
saying this to my people, when you have people, always keep training people. Don't stop. Don't say because you have trained Mr. ABCD and after the training they leave. Yeah. When someone is not finding fulfillment any longer, they move on. Don't let us put it under religious. You understand? They are not
Very.
finding fulfillment any longer. So they move on. Train other people. Build disciples. This is another way to also reach out to people who are unbelievers. You
True.
understand? So people
Yeah.
have worked in a church whereby we have, Muslim brothers who come in as as one of the camera operators. We trained him and he stayed.
Fantastic. So the training should be seen as a form of corporate social responsibility of the church.
Exactly.
Fantastic, fantastic. So that the point you also raised is the point of there is a demarcation between volunteering and paid staff of the media team. Could you
Yeah.
please expatiate on that? Because I think there are some critical roles
I
that
lost you.
churches. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I said there are some critical roles that churches have to isolate from volunteer as paid jobs, if you understand what I mean. So some churches don't usually make that transition on time until the production suffers for so long. So I want you to
Yeah.
talk about that part where churches have to wake up to the responsibility of making payments for certain roles in the church media team.
Actually, when the church is buoyant enough to do this, I will not stop them from doing it, because what is going to happen is that they're going to have the best of hands working in the church environment. So we don't want to stop them. But you see, the church must also have organogram for their media departments. The same
We are
way
going
the
to talk about
pastoral.
that organogram, sir. We are going to talk about the organogram starting from the top to the bottom. But let's move on, sir. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Okay, because I think this question, we have to go with the organogram question.
Yeah,
You understand?
very true.
Because people you want to pay, when we divide the organogram into departments, there's a unit that it must not be a voluntary service. That unit must be a paid, a paid unit. They must be a full timer. You can't have them as volunteers.
Interesting.
People who run the administration
What are those
day
units?
to day, people who run the day-to-day administration of that department in connection to the pastoral and the mission, you cannot put them, under voluntary service. They have to get paid. They have to get paid. Because these are the people that will do, that will call crew anytime. They know who to call, which cameraman is available, which lighting man is available, which sound man is available. You understand? Which one will not cost us more? Because if you have a church in Lagos and you have volunteer from Abuja, Port Harcourt, it's not all the time you call these people. You want to save costs at the same time. Because you also, at the same time, you are having a business approach to the administration of that department. There's no way you are going to do it that we're not going to talk about running it properly. You understand?
Yes.
So if someone is heading the administrative departments, it's a day-to-day activities. Using on Monday, on Tuesday, there are activity to be done. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe Saturday you go off, and on Sunday it's a full day for those kinds of people. Most of the time, the administrator don't come on Monday because they work every other day.
Very true. Very true.
So I think when we discuss the organogram, we are going to flesh in that part the more.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Let me quickly acknowledge a few people that have joined so that we can accord them the proper honor. Olawumi Becky, Mato Prod, Pelumi Tiny, Saint Fulani. Hey, I love that name. Delect Film, Joshede Bani Oluwa, the best. Hey, Mr. Bani, good to have you, sir. Jeremiah and Peju Adekunle. Peju Adekunle is my wife. Mr.
Wow.
Dapo, good to have you here, sir. For Cletus Clement, Mr. Clement, good to have you. Okay, the whole industry is here tonight. So, Mr. John, let's say you are already talking to the whole industry. Okay, so let's quickly go through the organogram. Let's go through the organogram. What would you say? What parts are very important that need to be paid, and the parts that need to be that can be volunteers? I have an idea. So when you start, I will drop in some points too. But I know you've worked with volunteers and you've worked with paid staff
Yeah.
on different projects. So you understand the nuances, you understand the places where churches can save costs. But there are some
Yeah.
places where they cannot save costs. Whenever they
Yeah.
save costs, they are going to acquire trouble with it. So I want us to quickly go through the organogram. I know it always starts with the very senior pastor, and then you have the
You know,
pastor.
my approach tonight is not going to even touch all the parts. You know, I'm going to skeletally touch it because
Okay.
we don't have the time. You know,
Okay,
I'm
sir.
going to skeletally touch it. I'm going to divide it into like maybe 3 or 4. You know, it's more
Okay.
than that, but you know, I don't want to be too academia about it tonight.
Okay.
But the one I'm going to touch are the basic. You know,
Hmm.
so
Okay,
let's
sir.
say you have a media department. You know, you need to divide them into units, into different departments. You know,
Yeah.
so one of the very key departments is the admin. Because that is the genesis, that is the part that's going to build the whole arm of that unit. So the
But I
admin, you
think
have the HR, you have the accountants, you know, these are the people that run the day-to-day administrative of that unit or that department, so to say. So these people have to be paid. In most cases, you have one person, you know, double up as an accountant and office admin.
okay.
When you have a very skillful individuals who could merge this job together, it's good for you. And
Hmm.
I think those are the kind of people that we need, because we don't actually need crowd. You want to limit
Yes.
the numbers, you want to save costs. By
Yes.
doing this, new people who can multitask.
True.
So when you
True.
have an administrator, you know, who is spearheading the department,
Yeah.
and maybe you have another person who is in charge of accounting and HR,
Hmm.
then you have just 2 people running the show there. You could have one, you could have 2. And if you
Okay.
have money, you could have 3 running that department. So
Okay.
that is one. After that, you have a production, which is purely technical.
Hmm.
I'll come down to that. Then you have program departments.
Okay.
A lot of people, they mix this up a whole lot. You know, they merge program and production
Hmm.
together. No, you don't merge them. Production is a pure technical unit, and you have your programming. So if you're a
Hmm.
producer, if you're a content director, if you are a presenter, you belong to program units. You have
Producer, content director, program units.
Yes,
Copy
yes,
that, sir.
loggers, you know, all of those people you belong to, or script writer, those are program people. You,
Hmm.
you understand?
Okay.
Production, which is purely technical, you have your IT, you have your camera the technicians, you have your audio man, you have your technical directors. You
Okay.
understand? You have
Your
all the
lights.
grips, the lights, Yanko, you know, the screen units. You have all of them, the multimedia units. If you are using the LED screen, or you are doing the washout, or you are using Resolum, these are the people, you know, in charge of that unit. So you have them, all of them under technical. Your electrician, your sparks, they are all under production, which is purely technical. The engineering, is under production, which is purely technical. You understand? So
Fantastic.
you don't want to marry because their line of thought are actually different. Someone is thinking technical, someone is thinking about the content. And there cannot be content unless the technical people bring it to life. So somebody is thinking, creating, somebody is putting it out there with technology.
Fantastic.
So
Beautiful.
I've seen churches whereby it is the producer that will say, these are the equipment you want to buy. It doesn't work that way. You understand?
Yes.
The people who are in that program department, you don't have to say this is what you should buy or this is what you should get. No, they know what to get. The same way they will not tell you how to create your story from sermon or any event that you are doing.
That's where the lines divide, and we should respect that line so that each one can be able to focus on what their task is. Fantastic.
So in churches, what I've seen in the past is that this. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, you are live. We can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Yeah. So in churches, what I've seen happening is that the production and the program department sometimes they interwoven, which is not too good. Someone who is a producer is acting as a director. Acting as a technical director sometimes, or acting, just want to take a position of production personnel. And when you do that, there will be a conflict. There will be a conflict. Because these people, they have languages they use, they have how they work together as one. You understand? So when they see somebody who is a stranger among them, they react. So that's why sometimes when a technical director is directing an event and there is that breach or a conflict, the reaction you see will be, this person, I'm talking to this person, is not answering me. I'm giving an instruction, it's not being carried out.
Okay.
So you need to look at who is doing what. When you separate them, the line of thought will go straight from technical director to the production team and from the producer to his or her team.
Fantastic. Go on, sir. Go on, sir. I'm looking for people
So
that are dropping.
Having said this, you can, I will not say don't pay this from the production department. You can pinpoint some certain individuals that you want to pay and put on a full time, salary earnings, because the pastor or the GO or whoever that want to preach might call for the department to record at any point in time. And you don't want to call Mr. A on Monday morning, it's already in Ibadan, and your studio is in Lagos. But if they are paid staff, they owns it a duty to resume at a certain time and close at a certain time. So within the clock in and clock out, you can schedule your recordings. Now, that is day-to-day activities, which your permanent staff can handle. But when it comes to a larger event, you probably need more hands that are more experienced than those people you have in-house. And when you have more hands and, those people that are more experienced than the ones you have in-house, there are deliverables they need to meet. And that's why we are equally paying them for those services. Now, good for you as a church or as a denomination, if you have acting professionals in your church and they decide to volunteer. You understand? If they decide to volunteer, that is fantastic. That means the money you're supposed to pay a professional outside to come in, to come and do that job, you are saving it. But then, when such individual is on board, the kind of respect you will give to that outsider, please accord it to that person also.
All pastors need to hear that. The respect needs to be accorded.
The kind of respect, if you are bringing in a sound man from Los Angeles to come and handle your mega events in Nigeria, and you are giving such person a 5-star hotel, a 5-star meal, a logistic a mobility logistics
package.
and package. Please do half of it for your in-house personnel who equally have the the kind of experience that the person also has. So that when the man leaves, they are not grumble.
True. Very true.
Even if you don't give them cash remuneration, that respect should also be there. Respect is reciprocal. If you give it to me, I'll give it to you. But when you don't, you see this line of job, when you don't respect technical people, that things they do, your production will not be that good. You'll just be managing it. You understand? Until when you notice that something is wrong. So we're these people. The same way we respect every other person from every other department. Nobody is below anybody. Nobody, people see them because they carry cable, the cable wrangler carry cable, they wear dirty clothes when we do, they lie down, the camera works, guys are doing fantastic job, and we need to respect that. From top to bottom. I'm talking about the media unit right now, from top to bottom, from the executive to runners.
True. Very true. Very true. Okay. Mr. John, I have a few people here. I have Techno FM, Mr. Anjorin Olufemi, that wants to come into the discussion. So let me bring one or two people in. Let them ask a question or two. Then
It's all right.
I can ask another question now. All right, I have a lady, Bemisola Ashafa Taiwo. Okay, let me bring a lady in first. That's is a honor, is a privilege to have you here. Okay, Lady Bemi, can you speak up now? I have granted you access. Okay, there is a challenge in selecting.
Or they can just type it in the chat area.
Okay, please type in the chat. If I'm not able to accept you, there's a challenge with accepting people now. Okay. Before we run out of time, I have too many people. Please type in the comments. Okay, somebody says, I think we need more church admins in this platform. Deremy, yeah, we do. Okay, you see the way I read Deremy's comments? Just drop your own comments too, so that we would ask the question. Now, Mr. John,
yes,
I wanted to ask a question. Now, they're in a live production, which is different from we're doing a shoot. A live production. We have our producer, we have our director, we have technical directors, And what other parts do we have there? I want you to help us differentiate what these roles are in a live production. What's the difference between a producer in a live production and the director and the technical director? And what other roles are in that space that you can point to?
Uh, this is big. Like I said
You don't
initially,
want
I'm
to
going
do
to touch it.
academics?
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I said, I'm going to touch some of it because
Oh,
they are quite large in number. It's like running through a section, an academic section, and you want to do it in under 20 minutes. So let me take the way production runs. It might
yeah.
be different in formats
Yeah.
because we equally have different formats. There are unscripted and there are scripted. You understand?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go into formats that are circular formats right now.
Hmm.
But however it is, in a church environment, you must have a producer. You must have a producer. Outside there, you might call them content director, because what these people do is that they are the one that creates what people need to see and hear.
Hmm.
The story, the message.
Okay.
In this time, I'll call it the message that people need to see and hear. So they work hand
They are
in
the ones that
hand.
control that message.
No, they don't control. You understand? They work hand in
Okay.
hand with the pastor who is preaching, or the speaker who is on the podium and
Okay.
making the presentation.
Hmm.
So they work hand in hand with them to know, okay, this is the direction we are going to. I want to act. I want to. I have 4 bullet points I want to talk about, and this one 20 minutes, that one 10 minutes, another one 10 minutes, under 1 hour. So they divide the message into the time there. You understand? The time then they switch it that, okay, um, uh, Pastor A is going to do this at so time. Pastor B will do this at so time. In between speaker A and speaker B, we are going to have an interlude, a bridge. What goes on during that interlude, so that we won't have a dead time. Dead time
Okay.
in broadcasting are those times that nothing happens.
Yes. Because they
You
were
are seeing
not
visual, but
factored in.
nobody is talking, no activities. You
Yes.
understand? But during live
Yes.
show or live event or live broadcast, we don't want to have any dead time at all. So your programming should be back to back, from your opening prayer to closing prayer, or from montage to end credits. So producer take care of all of this with the script writer or the preacher in this case. You understand?
Okay.
Then come hand it over to the technical director. You see, your producer or the preacher does not control what happens in the control room. They will give
True.
you a direction. This is what I want to do. This is the direction of this particular message. How the technical director or the director cut the shots, make people at home see it. It's some cup of tea. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yes.
will not come and tell the technical director that I want you to take camera this audio. I want you to do. No, the technical director sits at the head after the producers. Don't forget. So in this case now, producer, they're acting like an administrator of the event.
Okay.
You
Yes.
understand?
Yes. That
And
that
in some
that could.
cases, And in some cases, when you don't have an experienced technical director who are also good in directing, so what you are going to have will be a director seated on the left or at the back, and you have a vision mixer punching button in front of him.
Fantastic.
But you see, when you
Okay.
have that kind of setup, you are going to have delay in action. So I prefer having a technical director who can call the shots, who know what directing is, who know what storytelling is. Once you know how to tell a story, because whatever you do, you're actually telling the story. A pastor is preaching, and there must be a reaction from the audience.
True.
It's a two-way thing. You understand? So
very true.
You need someone who is vast in storytelling. Maybe when pastor is talking about something that's, people are happy and they are smiling, and you don't want to see somebody crying.
True. Or
so
somebody who is not paying attention.
Exactly. So whatever shot you cut into must be relevant to the story.
Must drive the story forward.
So, and you need someone who knows how to tell story with the technology to do this. And that's where you have the technical director.
Fantastic.
And why we call them technical director? We call them technical directors because their job is like a tree that has arm. Because now the communication in the control room actually being distributed by these people. So the audio department, what audio should do at what point, you understand?
Okay.
So this multimedia screen, what should be on the screen at what point, what graphics should be there, at what point should the lower third comes up, say for how long, all of these things. Technical directors don't keep quiet. They talk from the beginning of the show to the end. They talk to their camera operator, they prep them, they talk to their sound, they talk to the lighting guys. What kind of mood lights you want for a particular, program. So when this information goes to various arms, they know what to do. Because the producer has come and said, this is my problem. Please carry it for me. Give me solution to this problem. And the technical director will say, okay, technically, I will help you do what you request for. Because at the same time, the technical director, is one of the very few people that has an hybrid character in production departments. What I mean by that is that person also, in a way, linked with the program department. Because you have to actually be in that department to know how to tell a story also. So you have an hybrid personnel.
Very true.
Who is technical and also on the other side. We have few people like that who can do such things,
Fantastic. Okay, Mr. John, I have one question. So some people have asked me in the past about building a career in church media. Some people think church media is just volunteers and it's something you do for a while, then you move to other things. But I've seen people in church media for 15 years. They've been employed in church media for 15 years, 20 years. Can we say that church media, we can build a career in church media, if I can put it that way, such that it pays the bills, it sends the children to school, and generally it meets your financial goals?
Let me say this: whatever career you find yourself, there's always a starting point. You get to mid-level and you get to the apex. To some, church might not be the starting point. And to others, church might not be the apex. There are people who can start their career from church and they grow from there to the next level. There are people who could not, who cannot start their career from church. They need to start elsewhere, then come back to church to use it. You understand? So it is it's like a talking drum. If it's some is if a part is facing you, a part is facing me. So some, like any camera operator, could start their career from church, for all I care. A lighting man could start from church, for all I care, and they can grow from there. You understand?
True.
But there are some major guys who will not start from church. They need to have that professional experience. Some need to actually have the academic background of that job before they go into it. So I would say your career could either start from church, but in most cases, we have large numbers of those careers starting from church. I have a lot of people that have helped, fit them one way or the other into different formats. And I didn't pick them from TV stations or studios. I picked them from churches. I pick only serious individuals. I'll be watching them and I will do my research, background check about them. If they are qualified, why not? Why not? People like that who dedicate their time and they have passion for this thing, they are even a better choice than those people who will, inflate their shoulder up, as if they know the whole, If you are not trainable, if you are not teachable, most of the time, I used to say that if you are not teachable, you can't work with me. You may have had a PhD in that line, but you still need to be, to be taught. Few things. Any project I do, what I do is that I do a little bit of orientation before we move on. You can testify. Some people testify to this. What I do tell people is, look, whatever you think you know, please drop it. Let us relearn. You understand?
I remember
Let
very
us
well.
learn again. Let us learn again. When we learn again and we now have that fresh knowledge, we'll be able to work seamlessly. But if you are coming with a mindset that I'm a director there, I'm a this there, let me go there and just do, no. In that kind of environment, it doesn't work like that. Even when you are employed in a studio, major studio, and you have professional background elsewhere, when you still come into a new system, a new workspace, they do an orientation for you. That orientation might come in a form of physical or forward classroom tutorial. Some might come as workbook that they'll give to you to go and read, study the workbook. So either way you think about it or you want to look at it, we need this orientation and it must not stop. It has to be a continuous assignment. Because the technology that doesn't, the technology doesn't stop for anybody. It improves every year. Where we were last year is not where we are this year.
Yeah, and you can talk about it. You work with Ari, so we know how much technology advances every year. Sometimes every 6 months.
So with technology is improving every day,
Yeah.
human being also must improve.
Yeah.
So part of that improvement is you doing regular training, maybe once in a year or twice in a year for your team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let them, and another thing is that individuals are also sometimes lazy. They don't want to invest in themselves. I've seen
True.
people that have approached me that, Mr. J, I want to attend this workshop. I want to attend that workshop. There are various workshops that you can attend. Meet people, connect, learn about these things. How does this thing work? Maybe that's the solution you actually need for your church at that particular time. You don't know. You just go to somewhere, and that solution is very cheap. It's affordable. You don't need to go to 100 kilometers away to learn how to use it. You get?
Very true. Very true. Very true. Okay, so I'm looking at the comment sections here. I'm seeing people accepting and acknowledging. Somebody said the power of TD, Laku Media. I see you there. Um, I'm sorry, I was not able to bring you up. Maybe some other time. Who else is there? Prince Will, POD. Okay, Mr. John, I want to celebrate you for what you've talked about so far and how crucial it is for us in this time structuring your media team. So you've touched on a very important topic now: training. Training. I have seen people come into the church media space and they don't understand that training has to be personal first.
Yeah.
They're not going to force feed you, if I can put it that way. You have
Yeah.
to take your training personal. It's important that you are the one that will go and look for the training sometimes and recommend it to your HR because you know how important it is. The videos you have to watch, the books you have to read. I've noticed most of us, we don't even read again. Once we get the job, we are there. We just move from production to production. And somebody said you can have 1 year experience 20 times. It is not equal to
Exactly.
20 years experience. So what you are doing
Yes.
is the same experience you had in 1999 is what you have in 2023. Because you have not made any progress in terms of your knowledge base. So I want you to touch on how we can begin to improve ourselves and how that would rub off on the entire team eventually.
Okay. As per the training, is quite something that is all around us. We don't have to go far away before we train our personnel. Let me say this. Also, you don't need to also always bring people from Katangwa to come to Lagos, except need be. You understand? You have friends of the house that may offer this service pro bono. Beckon
Fantastic.
to them, let them come around, take care of their logistics, maybe their flights or transportation. If they have to spend more than a day or 2 days, put them in a good reservation. I mean, good accommodation. Give them good accommodation. Take care of them. And let them do this thing for you. Because church media, you actually need simulation to be able to do your training. It's not a training that you can just put 4 or 5 people or 20 people in a room and you begin to talk like a classroom talk. No. You need to do a simulation. You need to actually reenact what you do on a daily basis.
That is very important. It's not
If
just
there is
academic training.
Exactly. Hands-on. You need to set up the camera, you set up the control room, have a dummy on stage, have people that will talk, converse, have like 3 people, 10 people, so that when you're doing multi-camera production, you know what camera to cut to, how to set your lighting, how to get good audio. You understand? Do playback. Make sure that your playback is not too loud to vocal. You have to set up that simulation for you to do it. And I've noticed that apart from the big studios, church are only the department that can actually fulfill this, because they have those equipments readily available.
Very true.
Individual will need to gather vision mixer, audio, camera, lights, and all of that together. But in a church, you have all of these things. And because when you talk about denomination now, people want to separate themselves. You can have a non-denominational media training, for media people, and target maybe like 50 people. You can target 20 technical director this month, 50 camera operator next month, like that. Put them, you can, churches can donate their media center for this training. That okay, we have a very good control room. Come and use our place. You understand? For this one, if you are talking about lighting, we have a very good lighting setup. Come and use our church for this. But because people are not working together, they see me as me here from this church, and you from that church, and you from that church. I know there's a lot, that area is a bit sensitive, but if we are able to come together sometimes, you pick the best CD here to come and train 10 CDs there. You pick the best audio person there to come and train another 50 audio guys. Yeah. You take one good lighting designer here to come and train others. Like that. Producers, content directors. You understand? Grips. You understand? We have, in fact, most of the one of the guys who did Steadicam operation on one of the major films happened to be from the church. He has no circular experience whatsoever. And after that job, he's been doing so many circular work. We have people like that. If you don't test them, you will not know how good they have become.
True. You actually
training is very important. Either you invest in it yourself as a personal, because sometimes church might say we don't have funds for training this year, and it is what it is. Train yourself. Use it when your church sees that this guy, after the training, this guy has changed a whole lot. Next time they will ask you, when is the next training? If they cannot fully sponsor it, they will sponsor it for you.
Very true. Mr. John, you were just getting into gear 5, and we just hit 9 p.m. This is our talk. We usually talk about it outside of this platform, and I see your passion for not just training individuals, but the whole industry. That's one of the things that I appreciate about you. You have an industry.
Sorry to cut you in. To cut in here. When I mention training now, it's only the production personnel alone. The training has to be 360 solution. Training has to be 360 solution from production to program to administration. Because if you need a battery and your accountant said, go and get a letter from your head of department or a pastor, and pastor is in UK, and you are not able, is not able to attend to you at that particular time, whatever you want to do at that time will surely fail. So they need to know the importance of what you actually need as a technical person.
True.
I've seen a Facebook whereby we are always having bottleneck fight with accountants. They need to understand this also. And also our technical guys also need to know that our accountants, they are accountable to any money given to them. So it's not all the time, it's not everything that you need that you will get. How you are able to work with what is readily available makes you a better person. In most cases. So everybody needs to.
So the training has to be
From the
360.
admin. Yes.
Yeah. So that we are not training just one sector and the other sector
And
is
leaving other
going backwards.
sector.
They are going to draw everybody back at the end of the day. So it's important to train every single aspect of the production crew. I have a comment here. Moses Cleaning Services. In my church, we train ourselves within the media group 2 times in a year. The first training for the year is this May. Outside people join us in the training. Fantastic. That's the kind of thing that we want to do at Church Media X. We want to be the link, that's interdenominational link for these kind of things, so that the strong ones can help the weak ones, and the weak ones can learn from the strong ones. And we bring people like Mr. John, who are experienced people in the industry, who know the ropes, who have been there. Mr. John was sharing with me his experience in the industry, how church used to lead media in Nigeria, and now we're taking a back seat. No, we shouldn't. We are coming back to the front. The church has to lead the nation in terms of media and production, and that is one of the goals that God has placed in our hearts. So, Mr. John, for want of time, I would just want us to wrap it up here. If you have any final thoughts that you want to share that we have not touched on, this is the best time to give it to us before we wrap up. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing.
The time is short. I will just say I'm someone that is reachable. You can send me an email if you want any information or any clarification or any kind of support whatsoever. You can shoot my email. My social media handle is on the flyer also. We can talk. I'm somebody who can relate with different situations, based on experience, So let me keep it at that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. John. Okay, I see one comment. Mr. Adeleke says, thank you, sir, for the 360. You can't be doing personal growth while others are lagging behind. I tell you, that's a fact. Everybody needs to grow.
Exactly.
Iron can sharpen wood. It will cut the wood. It makes you look as if you aren't growing. Yes, if others are not growing. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you, everyone.
People are saying they can't see my face.
Oh yeah, Mr. John.
Okay, it's because of the connection. That's why I have to disable the what's it called, the camera. So that's my face. Thank you everyone for joining in.
Thank you so much. And that's where we wrap it up. Our next bi-weekly meeting, like you heard the name, is bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks we have this. To talk to the rest of us, so that all of us can grow together. So I need you to hook up with our Instagram handle. If you follow me and follow my co-founder is Adura Migba, you could just say hi. So we're working towards bringing someone from Lakewood Church on our next bi-weekly forum. Thank you, everyone. We have a WhatsApp group that we want you to be a part of. That's the real community. That's where it really happens. Check the link on the bio of Church Media X. You'll see how to join the WhatsApp group, and from there, we will take up the community. Thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight. I can't call all your names. You're all beautiful people. We appreciate you. And whatever you have learned today, if you can private chat me, tell me, okay, this is what I learned. I'll be glad to hear from you. And I'll be glad to share with Mr. John also. So thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. God bless you, and see you soon. We're going to leave this on the platform so that if you want to rewatch it, you can rewatch it. God bless you, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.